everybody on YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Rachel the Student Witch, and I'm here with another tarot spread for you as part of my Sagittarius work on myself kind of season. I have a video linked up here that you can check out that goes more into detail about why I'm focusing on my mental health and the development of myself and my individuation process and the work on myself I've been doing throughout 2020. So check that out in relation to Sagittarius season 2020 if you're interested. Now today's spread is going to be about imposter syndrome. Recently, a few days ago, I uploaded a video with my perfectionism tarot spread, which I'll also link up here if you're interested. And there's a lot of overlap between perfectionism and imposter syndrome. And I originally developed these spreads a few years ago, probably 1.5 to 2 years ago, as part of my work, my Witching Through Grad School series, which is a playlist I have on my channel. And since I've been doing this work on myself and reading some self-help books written by psychologists, and I'll put up some reviews and share some of my thoughts about these books in the coming weeks. But I've come to deepen my understanding of really where my perfectionism and my imposter syndrome come from, and how they're interrelated, and my procrastination too. And I'll have a procrastination tarot spread up for you guys here in the coming days. But I've deepened my understanding of these things, and they really have to do with my work on myself and my radical acceptance work for my childhood experiences of verbal and psychological abuse and emotional neglect and all that fun stuff, which is why I'm focusing on it now and sharing these spreads with you now. And it's also why I included the quotes that I did at the beginning of this video from some of the books that I'll be talking about in the coming weeks. Anyhow, all that said, let's get into this spread. So as you can see, I like to play around with the shapes of my spread. All of these, the procrastination, imposter syndrome, and perfectionism spreads are 6-card spreads. And I guess I could just do 2 rows of 3 or 3 rows of 2, but I like to play around with the actual arrangement of the cards because I feel like that adds another layer of meaning to the spread and just makes it a little bit more juicy. So I made this into kind of a pyramid because the idea is that we start with position number 1, which is the current situation, and then we see what are some of the underlying foundations of what's feeding into the current situation. But then with these 3 cards at the bottom, we have a chance to clear these 2 cards out and build new foundations for ourselves based on the current situation, what feeds into it. And then this is an opportunity for a new foundation. So that's why I like this kind of triangular shape. So, starting at the top, this is the current situation, your imposter syndrome right now. So this could be how it's manifesting right now, how it's making you feel right now. This card can prompt some self-reflection about how it's still, if you've already done work on your imposter syndrome, it could reveal how it still might be affecting your life and your projects and your self-esteem. A lot of things can be revealed in this card, and it really is up to you how you define the current situation and what's most appropriate for you and your interpretation. But this is the most immediate, the current situation right here, right now, in relation to your experience with imposter syndrome and your healing, right? Cards 2 and 3 are both what is feeding your imposter syndrome. So these 2 combinations, or these 2 cards combined together, can really reveal the roots of your imposter syndrome, where they come from, or they can shed some new light if you've already kind of done some digging and work on yourself in relation to where your imposter syndrome is coming from. These can also shed light on more recent events that might have been triggers for your imposter syndrome. So this is the current situation with your imposter syndrome. These two cards together, 2 and 3, are what is feeding into that current situation, right? Now, like I said earlier, 4, 5, and 6 are a chance to build new foundations for yourself, right? So card number 4 is what can you do right now, right here, right now, to heal your imposter syndrome? Like more immediate actions and steps that you can take to alleviate the effects of the imposter syndrome. Card number 5 is a little bit more long-term. What long-term goals or habits or beliefs can you set to continually work on your healing, right? And then card number 6 is the other side, what you have to look forward to in your healing, right? It's a healthy reminder that there will be an after to this. There will be an other side to this mountain, even though imposter syndrome and these sorts of things like perfectionism, right? They can seem like an impossible mountain to climb, but there is another side to this mountain. And so card number 6 shows you what you have to look forward to on that other side. So yeah, this is my imposter syndrome spread. Like I said, check out my perfectionism spread, which I'll link up here, and then be on the lookout for my procrastination spread and some book reviews that are coming, all having to do with self-esteem work, individuation work, and healing and recovering from childhood experiences of abuse and neglect. And I'll have the spread positions typed down in the description box below, along with a really informative video about imposter syndrome by one of my most recent and favorite YouTube discoveries, a YouTube channel called SciShow Psych, which talks about a lot of the current research about all sorts of topics that have to do with psychology and mental health and well-being. So check out the video if you want to learn more about imposter syndrome, and until next time, many blessings. Bye.